What if I told you that the first battle between Christians and Muslims wasn't what you think? A small Muslim army of just 3,000 warriors faced off against the mighty Byzantine Empire with 200,000 soldiers. It seemed impossible, yet history recorded a shocking outcome. Today we'll uncover the untold truth behind the Battle of Mu'tah, the first major conflict between the Muslim and Byzantine forces. Stay until the end, because what you'll learn will change your perspective on history forever.
When peace begins to roll.
The background. What led to the battle? The year was 629 CE. Islam was growing in Arabia, and the Prophet Muhammad had already established a strong Muslim community in Medina. Seeking peaceful relations, he sent letters to various rulers, inviting them to Islam. One of these letters was sent to the Byzantine governor of Busra, but instead of responding diplomatically, the governor executed the Muslim messenger. In Arab tradition, killing an envoy was an act of war. The Prophet, committed to justice, assembled an army of 3,000 soldiers to confront the Byzantines. However, this was not an attempt to invade Byzantine lands. It was a military response to a direct act of aggression. The Muslim army set out toward Mu'tah, a region near modern-day Jordan, where they would face a force much greater than their own.
Where souls find their release.
The Muslim army versus the Byzantine army, the impossible odds. When the Muslim army reached Mu'tah, they were met with shocking news. The Byzantine forces, along with their Arab allies, had gathered an army of 200,000 soldiers. This meant the Muslims were outnumbered 66 to 1. The Byzantine army was not just large, it was one of the most powerful military forces in the world. They had well-trained soldiers, experienced generals, and advanced war strategies. Meanwhile, the Muslims were a relatively new fighting force with no experience against such an empire. The Muslim soldiers had two choices: retreat or fight against overwhelming odds. But with strong faith in Allah, they chose to stand and fight.
1,000 prayers take flight. United hearts now sing as morning starts to.
The battle begins. 3 commanders, all. The Prophet had appointed 3 commanders in case of casualties. Zayd ibn Haritha led the first charge, but was quickly overwhelmed and martyred. Jafar ibn Abi Talib, the cousin of the Prophet, took the banner and fought with incredible bravery. Even after losing one hand, he held the flag with his other hand. When he lost both, he held it with his chest, until he too was martyred. Abdullah ibn Rawaha took command, hesitating for a moment, but then launched a fierce attack before he was also martyred. With all 3 commanders fallen, the Muslim army was on the brink of collapse.
Hearts beating soft and slow.
Khalid ibn al-Walid, the military genius, saves the army at this critical moment. The soldiers turned to Khalid ibn al-Walid, a brilliant strategist who would later become known as the Sword of Allah. Instead of launching an all-out attack, Khalid used his military genius to outsmart the Byzantines. He rearranged the Muslim ranks at night, making it seem like fresh reinforcements had arrived. He launched small but effective counterattacks, forcing the Byzantines to slow down. He then executed a tactical retreat, withdrawing the army in a way that made the Byzantines hesitant to chase them. This brilliant maneuver saved the Muslim army from complete destruction. The Byzantines, despite their massive numbers, did not pursue them further. The aftermath. What did this battle mean? Although the battle ended without a clear winner, the Battle of Mu'tah became a symbol of courage and strategy. The Muslims had faced one of the greatest armies of their time and managed to retreat without being annihilated. This battle proved that faith, strategy, and resilience could stand against even the most powerful enemies. Interestingly, the Byzantines never launched a counterattack on Medina after this battle. This suggests that even they recognized the strength and discipline of the Muslim fighters. The battle also set the stage for future confrontations between the Muslims and the Byzantines, conflicts that would shape the history of the region for centuries to come.
In stillness we remain.
What does the Quran say? The Quran actually describes a similar process of ancient construction, aligning with modern discoveries. Pharaoh said, "O Haman, build me a tower so that I may reach the heavens." Quran 28:38. This revelation perfectly aligns with historical findings about how large structures like towers and pyramids were built using baked clay bricks. The Quran mentioned this centuries before modern science discovered it.
United hearts now sing.
Legacy of Mu'tah. The Battle of Mu'tah was the first major military confrontation between Muslims and the Byzantine Empire. It proved the bravery of the Muslim Shah fighters, the genius of Khalid ibn al-Walid, and the growing power of Islam in the world. This was not the last time the Muslims and Byzantines would meet in battle. This was only the beginning of a long history of encounters between these two civilizations.
Like rain, Ya Allah.